Onboarding really has three important components. So gaining knowledge about the culture, knowledge about your role, knowledge about your team, building those important relationships. Who are your stakeholders? Who are your peers? How do you manage your boss? How do you get to know your boss? And then getting feedback. So some organizations do a really good job of loading up on the knowledge piece or maybe emphasizing the relationship piece. And then, they talk about people after the meeting or in the corners or on the side and they don't know. One particular leader I'm thinking of, came in with sort of a mandate, understood that he was going to, sort of fix things and really shore this up and underestimated the cultural impact and the relationships really of more of his peer group. I think he managed the boss pretty well, but that peer group who's watching and evaluating you and, you need them to execute your vision is really important. So we really help leaders kind of take a step back. Ideally, we get to work with leaders in the pre-start mode. So when they've accepted the job, but maybe haven't actually hit the door yet. And that's a luxury, honestly. A lot of times they're already in when we start to work with them, but we help them pull back and say, all right, what is it that you need to know? Who are the people you need to build relationships with? And how are we going to get you some feedback? So we meet them where they are. We create a plan that addresses those big buckets, knowledge, relationships, and feedback, sort of a gap analysis. And then we work with the manager. We talk to the manager. We talk to the HR partner. We talk about what are some of the things that were learned in the recruiting process you maybe have questions about that we can build in. And we really structure it so our conversations are targeted in those three areas. And then we always build feedback into the thing. So this one particular leader I'm thinking about, by the time we got to the feedback, he was at risk, but we were able to launch the survey, get some data, and then have a real conversation at about the 3 or 4 month mark that really changed the trajectory of his onboarding. And he started to really understand the impact of his behavior. And then he was able to have a conversation with his boss about how to make changes of things that were being perceived, not in the way he intended, but was causing disruption in the organization.